my name is Davis Gilbert, and I am majoring in entrepreneurship.
Hello, my name is Davis Gilbert, and I'm going to be demonstrating how to build pivot charts in Excel sheets. Before we begin to build our pivot table, we first need to add a new attribute called gross margin and calculate it using information we already have in this sales data worksheet. All right, the first thing we want to do is go up to S1 and type in a header, which will be gross margin, so we know what the column stands for. Excuse me. Then you want to go down to S2, and this is where we will be filling in the formula for gross margin. So you want to start every cell with the equal sign to let Excel know you are going to be putting in a formula. So we first start with unit price, which is P2. Then you want to subtract unit cost from that, which is Q2, close parentheses, and then we're dividing that by the unit price again. So you click P2 again and hit enter, and that is how you find the gross margin. You get 0.49. Now, we want to use this formula for all the hundreds of lines of information for every single order, but we could do that the hard way and type in this formula for every single line, or Excel gives us a little cheat code, and you come to this little box in the bottom right corner and click on it, and it gives you every single line, fills it out for you. Super easy. All right, now we can begin to build our pivot table. So the first thing we want to do is select all the data in the worksheet. And by doing this, we click on this little triangle up here on the top left, select all the data on the whole worksheet. Then come up here to the insert ribbon and click on pivot table. We don't need to change anything right here. That's all our data, all the columns. And make sure you are on new worksheet and click OK. And it gives us a new sheet. All right, the first thing we want to do is come over here to our pivot table field, and we are going to move sales channel down to columns. So you want to drag it, that's the wrong one, excuse me. Drag it to columns, then we are moving ship date to rows. So drag it again. Okay, so now we have all four of these. We are adjusting the rows to just show quarters. So we're gonna be removing years and ship date. So you can just throw them back up there. All right, make sure months is out of your rows as well. It's just will only be quarters. So next we're going to go to values, and we are going to be adding gross margin and order quantity. We need to change the format on these because for our gross margin, we need gross margin to actually be average. So click on the little arrow down here, and you can go to value field settings, and you can click on average for average of gross margin up here. Then you want to go to numbers format, click on number, and make sure it is two decimal places. And to make it a little nicer, we're gonna separate using 1,000 commas. Then click OK, OK again, everything's out. Then we're leaving order quantity as sum, but this time we need to go to number format and make sure there are 0 decimal placements. You can also use a comma separator here. Click OK, everything is done. All right, now we are going to be adding a pivot table slicer. So make sure you have your fields open. Then you want to go to the insert ribbon at the top, come over here to the right and click on slicer, and you have a little list. On our list, we're going to be adding product and sales channel. So we have sales channel right here and then product. Click OK when done. You have two little menus that pop up. Next, we're going to use our slicers to change the chart a little and make it more specific. So for product, we are going to go down to sculpture. And then for sales distributor, we're just going to click on line. And you can see the chart changes a little. Lastly, we are going to be adding a pivot chart, and we're going to be adding a clustered column with a line on secondary axis. So make sure you're up in the insert ribbon at the top and find your combo charts. And for me, it's the second one. Make sure it says clustered column with a line on the secondary axis. And we can move it over, make it a little organized. And we can see if we can use the slicers to change the chart. And you can use anything. Like for this, the one we're using is online sales with sculptures. But you can use in store sculptures if you want. But it just shows, it's just really easy. You can find everything you want using the slicers on the right, and you can see how it affects the chart, and you can see how how sales work and everything. I'm just gonna leave y'all with probably the funniest joke you've ever heard before, and it is, why did the two fours skip a meal? And then you ask why, and then I say, because they already ate.